Alright, I'm working on a 1997 Ford F-150. What happened is the transfer case went out on me, and leaving it to Ford, they put the torsion bar, the cross member actually, right in the way. I've already started working on this. I couldn't find a whole lot of information, or especially videos on YouTube or anything, so I figured maybe I'd make one myself. So if you can see right now, I've actually got the torsion bar itself broke. I've taken the bolts out, and so that's been done. I've actually don't got the special tool that goes in to remove that key. So I jacked up the front tire to relieve some of that pressure when the torsion bar gets torqued down. I've actually torqued the nut back down, and I put the C-clamp on because I couldn't actually manually lift that back up without that much weight on it with this piece of junk C-clamp. So the plan is to pull the bolt now. Hopefully the C-clamp will hold, and pull that bolt out, and then I can take this C-clamp, and if I need another C-clamp to relieve the pressure to get this to get that key out, basically. And I'm going to do that to both sides. And then I have a pneumatic hammer over there. The idea is to pound on those right through there to get those torsion bars out. We'll keep you all. We'll see how this goes. All right, we're back. As a side note, I'll move this light so we can see better. As a side note, don't use those C-clamps. That's a good way to maybe lose a finger. I read it on a forum somewhere, said you could do that. It didn't work. Too much tension on it, and they want to pop off. What I've done is I just used a bottle jack, welded a little piece there that sets inside, and just with some all thread actually, and rounded the top off so it'd catch in there. There's actually a little slot right there it goes into. I jacked it up. That came right out. It was pretty easy. I put the bolts back in just so I had something to push up against on both sides. I'm going to do both sides, let it down. Like I said, yeah, don't use the C-clamps. Didn't work at all. That's a bad idea. So we'll keep going. We're back here. I was just going to actually show you what I'm talking about on this other side. I took the bolt out. You can see that almost that little indentation where that goes, and I just use that bottle jack it up. I've also chalked the other side tire there. All the brakes are on, but jack that front tire up to help relieve some of that pressure on this. So all we do is just jack this up slowly but surely. Which way does it need to go? Right there. It'll start pushing up against that. Seems like a long process. It probably is. There's tools you can buy. I don't live really close to very many places like that. It'd take a while to get, and why spend 70 bucks or something, or 80 bucks or 100 bucks for something you're only going to use probably once. So yeah, it's pressing up against it. Let's see if that key can. It's loose. I'd advise just be careful with your fingers though when you're, especially with something like this, that could easily fall off pretty quick. Okay, see, there we go. Now all you really got to do is just let the pressure off that bottle jack. Comes down, There we go. There we have it. And I assume when we take it back up, when we put it back on, just do the exact same, just reverse of this. Just use the jack to jack it back up, slide that back in. So that's the plan. I think that's the way to do it, if you don't have the special tool. We're back. I just basically just barely got done doing that. I got this pneumatic hammer. And that came out slick. I can't believe read some horror stories on that. That just fell out almost. Well, if it wouldn't have had the pneumatic camera, I'd probably been here a while. Have that turned up quite high. But man, that came out pretty slick. Let's see if we can do it real quick while we got this thing on. Stupid cord. See if we can do it one-handed. There it goes. That wasn't too bad, all things considered. All the whole horror stories I've read about it. Now I can unbolt that. 4 bolts, my transfer case, and then I got to unbolt the transfer case and it'll just come right out. So far is not too bad. Alright, back here, only got 1 bolt holding that transfer case on. Got a jack here. I'm going to lift that up and take that last bolt out and pull this transfer case off. Also, as a side note, I did mark those bolts, or these these torsion bars. I did mark them, and I marked also so everything lines up when I put it back together. Hopefully it'll all line back up. Plus, try not to keep your bolts, keep that bolt dirty so you can see where the threads went. I think that'll work too. So I'm gonna pull it out now. Alright, just got the transfer case out. Wasn't too bad. Gonna take the front drive line off. And then I actually got just a used one from a junkyard. I'm gonna switch that out, so I'm probably gonna do that probably tomorrow. It's getting a little later tonight, so gonna call it a night. Alright, here we are tomorrow, or the next day actually, sorry. Just got done switching out the drive line off the old one onto the new one, fill it up with 2 quarts of ATF. I figured it'd be a lot easier outside than when it was mounted in. I cleaned out like I said, it was used, so I wanted to make sure that was all really good and clean, because that actually bolts up to my transmission. I don't want anything dirty getting into the tranny. Ready to install it. What else was I going to say? I think that's about it. Alright, coming back. I just got the transfer case installed. All the connections hooked up, the electrical connections and stuff for the 4-wheel drive. Yeah, it's all bolted up, ready to go. As a side note, this is I didn't realize this, but all the tranny fluid, or some of the tranny fluid, when I was putting it in, I was doing it by myself, leaked out of this back. So I had to put some more in even after it got installed. So maybe don't do it on the ground if you're doing it by yourself. On the floor, when I was picking it up, it drained out. So also, yeah, I got the everything hooked up here, the cross member put in. I'm getting ready to install those. I got the bottle jack ready to go, and the homemade thing that I made, and I pretty much just reverse of what I did before. Gonna slide these in. I marked everything, and hopefully it's still there. There's my mark. If you can see the mark, and I marked the bar too. Hopefully it's everything's still there. I'll have to double check and everything. jack up that front tire. I think the plan is to help relieve some of the weight off that tire, so it makes it a little easier to put on. I'll let you know how it goes. All right, we're back. I got like I said, I got that tire jacked up with the floor jack. Help take some of the weight off. I was going to show you how well this is, or if it's going to go real well. Got everything lined up, if you can tell. There's the mark I made, and I found the mark, hard to tell on the bar. So we'll just see how well it's going to work. Jacking it up. It's slowly going. Slowly but surely. Make sure that's pretty good. And ideally, hopefully, that bar goes up past there. And I can't believe how much these torsion bars actually take the weight. You can see that tire coming down. When both these were off, man, that whole front end was squat, and I could barely get that floor jack in between to start picking it up. See if I can get that. I guess they call that the key, or some type of keeper that keeps that thing from. Now, like I said, don't. I'm gonna be real careful here. I getting a little nervous actually. That thing comes loose. You don't want to be. Your fingers don't want to be anywhere near that thing. End up taking them off. Okay, we got that in. That wasn't too bad. Like I said, I'd be real careful here. Then I got my, and I hope that's right. We'll have to see. Like I said, this is the first time I've really I've taken transmissions out quite a few times and rebuild them. Never really a transfer case. So this is the first time for that experience, I guess, other than unbolting them and leaving them in. We'll just get this to start. And I think, okay, it started. I'm gonna let down the jack real quick. Keeper's in good. Make sure it's in right. Start to let down this jack. There's still a lot of not wanting to come. Alright, let me pause this and we'll come back while I'm putting it back together more. Alright, I got that tightened up. Like I said, I made some lines on there. And I think I got everything lined up pretty good from what I was thinking. That lifted that tire quite a bit up. But I don't know about those lines. I just also I made kind of a note where that was, you could see where it was dirty and where it was clean, and so hopefully that'll get us pretty close to where it was. I'm going to do the other side right now. get both of these torsion bars hooked up and keep going. Alright, I just got done doing the driver's side torsion bar. Got everything installed, the key. I'm just going to tighten it up. Man, it went pretty slick, just about as slick as the last one. Like I said, that actually worked pretty well, all things considered. It just a couple pieces of scrap we had laying around. Had it laying around, just welded on, and so it fit over that, you know, on top of that bottle jack. That worked really well. Okay, we'll keep going. Alright, just got the rear drive line installed. Everything's hooked up. I think we're ready to go. As a side note, I greased the drive lines. U-joints that had grease zerts, so grease those. Since you're right there, you're kind of foolish not to. Also probably going to check the rear end. Just make sure there's stuff gear oil in it and everything since we're right here. But yeah, this wasn't really a video to like, well, just kind of informational how I did it. Give you some ideas of how, maybe some ideas if you don't have the right tools to make it work, to change out that transfer case on a Ford. This is a 97, so I don't know what years. They're all kind of like this. I think 97 to 2003 is probably all the same body style, probably pretty close. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Yep, bye.